Your announcer is Tommy Bryan. The play-by-play is done by Bruce Keene. Stats will be provided by Terry Stafford.
Regular season finale from Overall Field, Tucker Stadium on the Tennessee Tech campus, Lebanon and Cookeville. Bruce, it's just like a playoff game tonight.
We talked about that, Coach Medley and myself, this week, and got to win 6 in a row, and this is one of them. It's just like a playoff game. You got to beat Cookeville or you're gone.
Terry Stafford, the defense has carried the way so much this season.
All season long, Tommy. Lebanon defense only giving up 47 points all season, 0 in the fourth quarter. Big game tonight. If we don't give up a touchdown, we win the game.
We'll be back with the Lebanon-Cookeville kickoff after these messages. Tucker Stadium on the campus of Tennessee Tech University. Pre-game show as the clock winding down till the regular season finale for one of these football teams tonight. Here's the starting lineup for the Blue Devils tonight as they take on the Cavaliers of Cookeville High School. For the Blue Devils, Scott Ogle will start at a tight end position. Ogle, 6 foot, 185-pound senior. Starting at left tackle will be Wade Hatfield, 6'1", 206-pound senior. Starting at left guard will be Jeff Atchley, 5'11", 220-pound junior. Starting at center will be Tim Hicks, 6'1", 235-pound senior. Starting at right guard will be Steve Rose, 5'11", 195-pound sophomore. Starting at right tackle will be Landon Dunaway, 6'3", 234-pound junior. Starting at split receiver will be Tracy Corley, 5'11", 164-pound senior. Starting at the flanker position will be Alan Bentley, 5'5", 145-pound senior. Starting at fullback will be Zach Dirksen, 5'9", 190-pound junior. Starting at tailback will be Montoya Crutchfield, 5'11", 167-pound senior. And starting at quarterback for the Blue Devils tonight will be Greg Triplett, 6'1", 185-pound sophomore. I'll be back with the Blue Devil defensive starters after this 2-minute break. You're listening to Blue Devil football on WFMQ Lebanon. They've had senior night, and they've introduced the senior football players, senior cheerleaders, senior band members, senior members of the concession stand group. They could have introduced everybody in the crowd and spent a little less time on the introductions. Not much crowd here tonight. Lebanon, though, has a pretty good following on the far side of the stadium. Not a bad crowd for a cold night. We understand the temperature hovering around 30 degrees with a wind chill factor of about 15 degrees, I believe. And the wind is blowing. The wind has picked up since we got here about an hour ago. We have a good, strong wind. I believe that's blowing out of the south. That's out of the north. Well, they've changed ends on us. Lebanon has gone to the center of the field. Reggie Corder is the captain for the Blue Devils tonight. The entire senior group of Blue Devils out at the field along with Reggie. The captains for Cookeville tonight, the quarterback Jim Smith is out there, and the linebacker fullback Jerry Salmon for the toss of the coin. Those Lebanon seniors, Donnie Self, Montoya Crutchfield, Tracy Corley, Alan Bentley, Tim Hicks, Jonathan Richardson, Joe Gardner, Lee Allison, Scott Ogle, Brian Clemens, Brian Blackburn for Lebanon, Benji Oldham, Alan Henson, Kevin Henson, and got one more. It's one more Blue Devil I had to take a look at, Wade Hatfield. So Cookeville apparently has won the toss. They have elected to receive. Lebanon will kick, and will kick out of the north end zone. Lebanon dressed out in the solid white road uniforms, white jerseys, white pants, blue numerals, white helmets with blue trim. The Cavaliers of Cookeville with the silver pants, red jerseys, red helmets, white trim. Kicking off for the Blue Devils will be Marlowe C. And deep to return for the Cavaliers of Cookeville, Brandon Harcum will be deep to return along with Calvin Hayes. Hayes and Harcum, the twin safeties for Cookeville, to kick it off. Marlowe C. for the Blue Devils. And here with the play-by-play call of this big District 7 AAA football game is the voice of Blue Devil football, Bruce Skeen.
All right, Tommy, see the kickoff with the wind blowing out of the north at somewhere around 10 or 15 mile an hour. The chill factor down in maybe reaching 10 now. They say the temperature about 30. Lebanon to kickoff, and we may have to wait here till the clock runs down as it's winding down to 2:10. So we may have a little break here, Tommy, as they got to reset the clock. On a cold night where Lebanon has brought a good crowd from Lebanon, Tennessee, they have in fact, we have brought Cookeville, I believe, Tommy, when you say.
I think we've got a bigger crowd, Bruce, looking across the way at the bleachers. We've got a good number of folks over there.
They're still waiting to set the clock because it's winding down, and Marlowe C. wanting to kick off, but the clock will have to run down in 1 minute and 40 seconds, I guess, because they can't reset it. So,
Terry Stafford, while we've got a few minutes, we had some defensive stats that we had talked about. Let us in on a little bit of that.
Tommy, coming into tonight's game, that Lebanon's 10th of the season, Lebanon's had four shutouts, Mount Juliet, Warren County, White County, and Columbia. In 3 other ball games, Lebanon gave up a lone field goal, those being Lincoln County, Hillwood, and Oakland. The only games Lebanon has given up a touchdown all season, and there's only 2 of them, one of them against Gallatin and the Riverdale game. In both of those games, of course, Lebanon lost. 27 of the 36 quarters this season, Lebanon has not given up a point. 75% of the quarters, Lebanon defense throws a shutout.
So defense has set the tone for this Blue Devil football team all year. Bruce, no reason to think otherwise tonight coming into this game. We're going to try to win it with defense.
and that's the way we usually win football games, Tommy, is we look at the referees. They come out of Murfreesboro tonight. Jack Jolly is the head referee with his crew out of Murfreesboro, and we have to wait to get the clock set here as it's winding down to 34 seconds. And I know the fans are anxious to start this thing as they set out in a cold temperature, and we've already reached 5 minutes late in kicking off. Lebanon and Cookeville Cavaliers. First time Cookeville has had a chance to go to the playoffs since they have started them. They come in with a 6-3 record with wins recently. Their last win over to Cobb County, a AA school, and they also squeaked out a win over Livingston by 1 point, 34-33, and they also beat White House.
And Bruce, they've also got wins over 3 teams that have not won a game so far this year: Laverne, White County, and Warren County. 3 teams with a combined record going into the night of 0-27.
So we're set to go. Well, the clock is ticking right on away. It's down to 11:54. It won't stop now, so they just keep it going. We're going to need 10 seconds before he kicks it off. The kick is high and short. It will go to the 10, taken on the 10 to the 15 to the 20 to the 25, and got knocked down on the 27. The clock just kept on running. We lost 10 seconds on the start of the game as it runs down to 11:30. So the kickoff, maybe the clock will not stop the whole game.
Bruce, they may be keeping the clock down on the field now because that thing's just running wild, 11:22 and counting. Jim Smith is the quarterback for Cookeville's Cavaliers.
There's timeout on the field, and it is being kept, I believe, like you said, on the field. So we will not have a scoreboard, or we'll have a scoreboard, but we won't have the time. It is just still running. It's being kept in the backfield by Doyle Lowe. Cookeville will take over on the 27. Lebanon 7-2, and Cookeville 6-3, and they break the huddle. Jim Smith's the quarterback, Salmon's the fullback, Harkham's the tailback, and they come out with a split left end, flanker to the right. I set, they shift to split backs. Smith takes it, runs a dive, we knock him down for a yard, and that's it. We shot a linebacker, or Tim Hicks got under there and knocked him down on the 27 or 28, gave him a yard. Second down, 9. 2nd and 9, Cookeville.
Hicks, the 4th leading tackler on this Blue Devil football team coming into this game. The defensive tackles have the responsibility tonight of taking on that dive man.
You will not pick up much crowd noise as we got the window shut to keep the wind out tonight, people. Cookeville comes out with a split end. They run the option. We hit him. He fumbled. We rolled back, and Cookeville, I think, recovered it back on the 24. Somebody hit him. The quarterback fumbled a football, and we almost got it, and a Cookeville man fell on it. I think it was number 65 that recovered for Cookeville, their guard. It was on the 24, where it'll make it 3rd down and long, about 14.
Tim Hicks hit that dive man just as he was getting the football. Alex Skullroot almost got on it, but Scott Gillum for Cookeville managed to get in there and maintain possession for the Cavaliers.
I sit, takes the ball, and then run a bootleg, and here we come, and we sack him, and we knock him down. We rushed her in, and Deffendahl hit him, and also coming hard was Skullroot to knock him down. He tried a bootleg, Tommy. We were all over him on the 18, and we knocked him down on the 17. Deffendahl, Skullroot sacked.
Terry, it's like we said coming in, we're going to try to win this game with defense, and already negative yardage.
Negative yardage, 3 plays, -10. It'll be 4th and 20 for Cookeville.
Back to punt on the 5. Corley and Bentley stand on the 45. A low snap, the punt. Off the side of the foot will hit up on the 35, get a good roll of the 40 and roll of the 42, and then come to a halt on the 43, and Lebanon will take over in Cookeville territory. Good field position. Our defense rises to the occasion and puts minus yards on Cookeville. We'll take over on great field position, left hash mark, 43-yard line.
Triplett starts at quarterback for the Blue Devils. The fullback is Zach Dirksen. The tailback, Montoya Crutchfield.
We come out with a slot left, Triplett, the quarterback. Slot left, Bentley's a slot. We take it and run straight up the middle, and that's Crutchfield. And he got to the 40 and got 3 and got knocked down. 3-yard pickup, 2nd and 7. Barely got to the 40 where somebody hit him in the middle and knocked him down as we come straight out and run right straight at him, 2nd and 7.
Bruce, they like that 5-3 defense. Jerry Salmon is the heart of that defense as the middle linebacker.
And that's what they're playing, the 53 with a 3-deep secondary. Triplett calling signals. Now they shift and try to stunt that linebacker. We come off tackle and got 5, and Crutchfield got to the 35 and got to the 34 and got knocked down close to the 40, 33.